Hail brothers and sisters, my name is Captain Meatshield and welcome back to Grim Fandango, to the cosy little night town of Rubacava. Year 2 has begun, and in the year that has passed between arriving in Rubacava and now, Manny has taken over this little restaurant and he has turned it into the glorious Casino Calavera. But there is a lady that wants to speak to us, so we should pop inside and see what we can do. See what is going to be said about that. Right, we're going to go over here. Let's check various things. I think we got some stuff around here to look at.
My wartime communications from Salvador. He's been sending me messages like this for the last year.
Agent Calavera, I have word that you arrived in Rubacava safely. This is great news, as your service to the LSA may now continue. I am pleased to report the successful hatching of the eggs you liberated. The hatchlings, which Eva has named Manny and Meche, are quite healthy and eager to serve our cause. With luck, my next letter will be borne to you across the sky by these young gossamer wings of truth. For the revolution, Salvador Limones.
I'm not done reading it yet, but maybe later.
God, I love Sal. He's such a good character. If I remember right, there's a little thing underneath this.
Ah, Lady Luck.
Yep.
Leader, Noir Berrymonk, number 2, is the winner.
Dick about with the roulette table that we got downstairs. But I don't think we'll do that just yet. We might need to fiddle around with that later. What's she doing? Glottis. Oh. Yeah!
Hello, Manny.
You would, wouldn't you? How you doing, Glottis? Picking up some new skills over the last year?
Quiet night, huh, Carnal?
Day of the Dead ain't good for business, Chief. But last night, remember last night, Manny? Oh, wait!
What's that you're playing?
Oh, this is just a little, love song for a special lady.
Sing a little bit of that song, why don't you?
Well, I only have this part. Bone wagon.
I like it.
I do too. There's a lot of potential in that track.
You think she'll come in tonight?
Who, my special lady?
No, Meche.
You know what, Manny? I think she will. I got a feeling tonight's the night.
Ooh.
You know, when we leave, I'm actually gonna miss this place.
Aw, Manny, why can't we just stay here? We got our fancy club, we got 3 squares a day. Max lets me take the bone wagon out on his kitty track once a week. Plus, we look good in these clothes.
Gladys, I can't live in this world forever. It's not where I belong. I've got to find Meche and help her, because if it weren't for me, she'd have been on that train a year ago.
Okay, Manny.
Well, I'll let you get back to practicing.
I don't need to practice, man. I'm good.
In all fairness, I would stick around with Glottis. I'd hang out here. It seems like a good life. Ooh. Gold liqueur.
Ah, Marillo de Oro. A very fine liqueur filled with solid gold flakes. Nothing but the best for my customers. My rich customers.
Oh, yes, of course. We should maybe...
Yes, I better take this with me for safekeeping.
Of course, yeah, we should definitely keep hold of that. And in the back, we will find the roulette tables. I don't know if there's much we can do in here at the moment. Chief Brogan and Chow Chilla Charlie are 2 characters that we're going to need to concern ourselves with later. But I think for now, we might be able to just leave things. There was a lady that wanted to see us, so we should probably go and find her. Okay. Oh, is she outside? She was outside, wasn't she?
Manny!
Ah!
Evening, Lupe.
I have to tell you about my new organizational system for the coats.
Okay. I admire her enthusiasm. I would probably do the same thing if I were her.
Think she'll come in tonight?
Manny, you ask me that every night. What am I supposed to say?
Well, it could be a little more encouraging.
Well, you could be a little more encouraging.
I just hate seeing you get your expectations up every night like that.
I'm not giving up on her.
Hey, I don't want you to give up on Mercedes. Just have more realistic expectations, that's all.
That's fair.
Let's try that again, shall we? Think she'll come in tonight?
Could be, Manny. Just hang in there.
Thank you. It's my fault she's out in the woods alone, you know.
If you say so, Manny.
How's the flow tonight?
We're dead tonight, Manny. Everybody's back home for the Day of the Dead, I guess. Except for the casino. The casino's hopping. Why is it that all the people who don't go home are the same people who just love to gamble?
Well, I guess when you've got nothing to go home to, you've got nothing to lose.
Hey, we should put that over the door.
We could do.
Everything okay back in the land of fur and fedoras?
Everything's in order. It's beautiful. I can't wait for people to come in and try the new system. It's so cool. Want to hear about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, tell me all the details about your new code check system.
Yay! Okay, I found all these plastic tiles in the back, left over from the automat, and guess what? They all have numbers on them. So what I'm doing is, I give one to everyone who checks a code in and... Manny, you're not even listening to me. I go to all this work organizing your coats, and you don't even care.
Lupe.
Forget it. Don't pretend to care.
No, I want to hear.
Hup. Oh, I'll tell someone else about it. Someone who cares.
I care, Lupe. I care.
Please, tell me all about your new code check system, really.
Don't patronize me, Cal.
Okay, back to work.
Okay.
Off she goes. Oh, she's wonderful. There's so many good characters in this game. It's just... It's why it's remained such a favourite of mine, is there's so many memorable characters, so many memorable people. And they just stick with you throughout the entire story. Some of them just continue to come back and play larger roles when they start out as such minor characters, or you come back to see them again in later years and... Ooh, okay.
Meche?
Manny, help me. I've been lost for so long. Why didn't you look for me?
I did. You ran off. Why?
Because you said I was no good. I've been all alone in the world for a whole year. And it's
That's
all
not
because
Meche.
of you!
Big talking messenger bird thing. Art design in this game is just great as well. Dun dun dun! Domino. Go on, Manny, go on! Get him! Get him! Get him! Uh-oh. Bonk! Oh, hey Velasco. Same time next year?
This gonna be an annual thing with you, Manny? Every Day of the Dead, you toss your bones into the drink and I fish 'em out?
I don't plan to be around that long, Velasco. As soon as I find out where that ocean liner's going, I'm after it.
Ha ha! That ship's going to Puerto Zapato. That's the other side of the world. Ain't no ships going out that way but the old Limbo here, but...
But nothing. If the Limbo's my only hope, then I'm already on board.
Well, good luck, son. That's all I got to say.
Oh, really? Why is that? Also, notice the actual, literal man in the moon. What's Manny got to say about it?
It shone pale as bone as I stood there alone, and I thought to myself how the moon that night cast its light on my heart's true delight, and the reef where her body was strewn.
Ooh. That was cool. I don't know if I've ever actually checked that before. Don't remember Velasco joining in for it, at the very least. Okay.
All right, so I'm ready to sail.
On what?
On the Limbo, man. Let's go.
Manny, the Limbo's not a passenger ship. She's small cargo, son. And every hand on board works.
I'll work.
I'll work.
What are your skills?
Sales and restaurant management.
Oh, hey, there is one opening on the Limbo's crew.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's in the engine room. And your buddy Glottis would be perfect for it. But he'd have to get his own tools.
Okay, if I get Glottis some tools, can we board?
He can, yes. No offense, Manny, but there's just no place for you aboard the Limbo. She's fully manned already. In fact, her whole crew's on board, ready to sail at dawn. Except for that one guy.
Ooh.
Who's the one guy who hasn't boarded yet?
Yeah, well, Seaman Naranja's a little late, but he'll be here before they sail.
Ooh, what job did Naranja have?
What job did Naranja have?
He ran the galley.
Aha! Restaurant management.
Yeah, it's similar to what you're doing now. Except the fish is fresher on the Limbo.
Ooh, cheeky.
What if Naranja doesn't show up? I can fill his spot, right?
Manny, you're not even in the Maritime Union.
I know that, and you know that, but we're two guys who can keep secrets, right?
Glottis is exempt, but the captain will ask for your card. And if you don't have one, they'll serve you to the sharks like chum. And what's worse, I'll get fined. That's a tough union, boy, and I don't mess with them.
Okay.
So let me get this straight. If I get Glottis some tools,
Then I can get him a job on the Limbo.
and if Seaman Naranja doesn't show up for work,
But he will,
and I get a Maritime Union card,
which you'll never get.
then I can sail on the Limbo in the morning.
Jeez. I guess so.
Wonder how awfully convenient it's all going to end up being by dawn. Don't you think?
What kind of tools does Glottis need?
Authentic CB equipment only.
Okay.
Where do I get authentic CB equipment?
Why don't you ask a CB? Afraid of getting stung?
He's got a fair point.
Where do you think Naranja is?
Probably home selecting recipes for the trip.
You sure about that?
What's going on in that bottle? A tugboat?
This happens to be a perfect scale replica of the SS Lumbago. I'm just having a little trouble getting the walking beam to fit in the neck here.
That's funny, because a lumbago is usually more of a problem in the lower back than the neck. Nothing. I better go finish packing.
Aye, you do that, son.
I will. Okay. How the fuck do I get out of here? Is it this way? I'm assuming so. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we can start exploring Rubacava proper. Okay, there's another one of the clubs. I think this one takes me down to the Union Docks, or is it the Lighthouse? This takes me down to... This is where we saw the bone wagon, if I remember right. Well, I can't get in there anyway. I do need to pull this, however. And then let myself across. Clunk! Yeah. Okay, down this way. Let's see what we got. I need to like reorient myself to Rubacava's layout, because it's a little convoluted. A little all over the place. Ooh. Oh no, I think I remember which one.
There it is. Max's giant cat racetrack.
Yep.
That's a regular guy with 3 roulette tables supposed to compete with that.
With great difficulty, Manny. With great difficulty. And there's the lighthouse. Oh, no, this takes me down to the tattoo parlor, doesn't it? Yes? Yeah. Okay, we don't need to go in there yet. But a certain sailor is currently in there. So we will need to head down there at some point. But I don't think I have any of the stuff that I need for that right now. This way? There we go. This takes me down to the CBs. These are the Union guys. And then the lighthouse is down there. Okay. Fucking bees. These guys are fun. They got a good attitude to them.
Cold one, huh, Terry?
Yeah, it's always cold when you're unemployed, Manny.
Ooh.
Who's unemployed? Aren't you guys in the union?
The union? They don't look after us little guys. They're run by the coppers. And you of all people should know, Manny, that the cops are in bed with the gambling joints.
Of course, you know, the establishment. Fuck 'em.
Hey, I run an honest joint. We ain't in bed with nobody.
What about the protection money?
We pay every week. On the nose, through the nose, like an honest place should.
See what I mean? This town is just a big conga line of hustlers, all laughing and dancing and scratching each other's backs.
And betting and scratching each other's butts. That's all I can say.
Why aren't you guys up there working?
You don't know the deal down here on the docks, do you, Manny? If you want to get the jobs, you have to pay the unions extra dues. And that ain't cheap. We don't pay, and so they put us on barrel duty.
Ooh.
Why don't you just pay the union off then?
We got our pride, Manny. We're straight stingers, you know? Not to mention we just don't have any cash to spare now that we're not working. I mean, it's like a problem where, the solution makes the problem, worse.
Like a catch-22?
Yeah, wow. I wish I knew words like that.
We might have to help you guys out, I think.
If the union is crooked, why don't you register a complaint?
That's a good one, Manny. Did you hear that, guys? He thinks we should register a complaint.
Okay.
You bees are being exploited. You should do something about it.
Yeah, what can we do? We're just a handful of unorganized drones. We don't know nothing about nothing except just how to take it on a chin.
Well, since you're not using your tools...
Since you're not using your tools, think I could borrow them?
Well, we sold them to feed our families.
Then how are you ever gonna work?
I told you things were messed up down here, Manny. I told you.
It was just a constant spiral of... You know, downward spiral of nothingness.
If the cops own the union, and gambling's in bed with the cops...
Yeah, and then who really runs the gambling, right? Well, no offense, but Maximino is really the big boy in town, obviously. But word is, he gets his orders from some hardcore gangsters in El Mero. Yeah, that fancy cat track is really just a big laundromat, if you get my drift.
I get your drift, and I think we all know who you might be talking about, a certain Mr. Lamans.
Hey, can I borrow one of your union cards?
What, are you kidding? You know how much I had to pay Chow Chilla Charlie to get mine?
Ah.
You guys know a seaman naranja?
Nah, CBs and sailors don't mix.
But you're in the same union.
Well, maybe so, but some traditions are sacred there, Manny.
Okay.
I can't tolerate all this injustice. I'm leaving.
Things just aren't the way they should be down here, Manny. It's like the worker bees. They do all the work. But we can't affect it's like the way that things are produced should be controlled by, we should, forget it. I'm just a dumb, hungry, out-of-work bee.
You need a helpful hand in, you need some helpful words to help you with your communist uprising. Okay, let's have a look in the blue casket. Which is the kind of, what's the right kind of word for it? Kind of jazz poets club. It's full of beatniks and that kind of crowd. Okay. Trying to figure out who I need to talk to first.
Lola?
Oh, hello.
What are you doing here? This crowd doesn't go much for souvenir pictures, except maybe of Lenin.
Shh! Manny, I'm on a stakeout. I'm gonna prove to Maximino once and for all that Olivia's no good for him.
Still hung up on Max, eh? Take my advice, Angel. Forget about him. He's a gambling racketeer.
Like you.
Oh, that hurts, baby.
I bet it does.
Here they come.
Come on, sugar. How about a kiss for the road?
Oh, ick. Don't let me down, Nick. You're a lawyer. You're not supposed to have feelings.
I don't, but I know a good tart when I see one. Hey! If Maximino sees that, we're going to end up in matching terracotta pots.
Don't be silly. He wouldn't hurt me. He loves me. Manny, at last we're alone. Tell me, how are the bourgeoisie?
Fine. How's Max?
Oh, Gramps, don't start.
What are you doing with a snake like Nick?
I'd lay it on you, Manny, but I don't think you'd get it.
Oh, really?
Messing around with your boyfriend's lawyer is pretty dangerous.
Oh, maybe I was wrong. You do get it.
Ah, that's why she's doing all of this then.
I'm a little worried about Lola.
That's because she's doomed, Manny. She fell in love with Maximino. That's the one mistake I never made.
Very clever of you.
You think Nick would hurt her?
Only if he finds her, and take it from me. He's not good at finding things.
Okay. I don't think I ever got that joke as a kid, but these days, yeah, I totally get it.
Open mic night seems like a big hit.
It always takes those timid souls a while to get up the nerve.
Maybe it would help if you went up there and started things rolling.
Oh, Manny, read poetry in my own club? That would be like this whole place was just a big temple set up to worship me.
Oh, come.
Okay. Alive. We slept. Life's just some rapid eye movement. In a warm, cozy bed. Buried, we wake. The flesh dream is over, Daddy. Now that we're all crazy dead.
Okay, is it over?
That was great.
Yeah, but that's the last one.
Okie doke. I never really got like kind of spoken word poetry sort of stuff. I can understand why people like it, it's just not for me.
A little dark in here, don't you think?
Dark and cold, like the hearts of men.
Yes. I see. We're going down that route.
You know, I'm thinking of buying this place.
Really? I thought about buying yours for a while, but then I just decided to ask my boyfriend Max to buy it for me.
Yeah, clever.
You can have it. I'm leaving town.
Manny, you sound so exciting all of a sudden. Why are you leaving town?
I'm chasing a woman I met once and can't forget.
Well, I have a poem I wrote just for you. Pay attention because it's pretty short. Here it goes.
Thanks. Really appreciate that one.
Well, catch you later, hip chick.
Keep practicing that lingo, man. You'll get it.
I'll certainly try. You be wary of the jitters. Yeah. Okay. Now I gotta remember how to get things started here. Right, I do remember that the there's a table of the beatniks in here have got the book that I need to give to the Seabees. This one. So let's go and have a chat with them, see what I can do to maybe help them out.
But don't you see, when the government fades away, so will our troubles.
Ah, nonsense. We will always need some armed force to fight off the return of capitalism.
That sort of fascist thinking is as dead as you are, comrade. When we get rid of all the guns, that's when people will begin to self-police. And the public opinion alone will keep them from committing crimes.
Hola, trust funders.
Hey, look who's making the scene. It's Manny Calavera, the up, the down, the backside of the nouveau riche.
Beat it, dinner jacket. We're talking about things you wouldn't understand, like truth and beauty.
Oh, okay.
Labor organization and revolt made easy. Hey, can I borrow this book?
Why? So you can freak out our plans for organizing labor and go rat us out to your pal, Chief Morgan?
Hey, I'm just looking for something to read on the can, all right?
No dice, cummerbund.
That's a great response. No dice, cummerbund. Okay, I can't remember what I need to do for them. I think it might be something to do with Chief Brogan, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's take the old lift back up.
Hey,
Come on, audio. Stick with me. And frame rate. You're both appreciated. You really are. Nice. Okay, these stairs take me back up to the casino. Okay, what's in these two buildings? I think this episode is pretty much just going to be doing the rounds. Just to explore all of the areas, make sure I've spoken to various different people.
Late night at the morgue, isn't it, Membrillo?
You know I can't sleep with John Doe's on the slab, Manny. If I don't ID these rose gardens tonight, I won't be ready for the two that come in tomorrow. And before you know it, I'm up to my ass in azaleas.
I bet you are. Let's have a chat with you then.
What a sad story. These stews sprouted and no one came down to claim them?
Death makes sad stories of us all.
How's business?
Booming, unfortunately. More crime every day. And more sproutings like these. Something's happening back in El Morro, I think. And its dark hand is finally reaching us here in Rubacava.
Yes, I think so.
What exactly are you looking for?
I'm digging for a treasure that part of me does not wish to find. For when I uncover that sad doubloon that tells me who this poor soul is, my reward is not riches, but the chance to make a phone call and break somebody's heart. Of course, with this equipment, the search could go on for some time.
I imagine it would.
Can I help?
Sure. Grab hold of this leaf right here. Manny?
I can't do it.
I know. I was just testing.
How do you do this job?
Without becoming jaded, you mean? My secret to happiness, Manuel, is that I have the heart of a 12-year-old boy. I keep it over here in a jar. Would you like to see it?
No.
Sorry. Old Corvin joke.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever worry that your job is getting to you, Membrillo?
Well, forensic botany is a trying job, Manny. But have you ever spent much time here with a florist? In life, they became florists because they love flowers. But here, a flower is a symbol of pain, of death within death. Their conflicted feelings build and build, and eventually they become quite mad.
Thanks for the tip. I guess I'll send balloon bouquets from now on. Membrillo, why do you stay in town? Why don't you head off toward the Ninth Underworld?
Manny, you can only search for something for so many years before you stop believing in it altogether.
Okay.
You don't believe in the Ninth Underworld?
Why do you think we're all here in Rubacava?
Because you're waiting to earn off your time, or you can't afford passage, or...
Manny, we've given up. All of us. When you've been here long enough, you will too.
Well, don't let me bother you.
Always nice to have visitors.
It was nice to see you, Membrillo. There's some wonderful dialogue and kind of commentary on things like, the whole sprouting thing of, the flowers being the representation of death within death. Like, you get sprouted in the 8th Underworld. There's no coming back from that. Like, you've died, and then you've died again, and you're done. Like, I don't think there's even, hell for you past that point. Oh, right, this is the prison, I think. Or the stocks, or whatever.
What a horrible jail cell. Then again, you sure taught Glottis a lesson that time.
Ooh, what happened to Glottis? What did he do? I don't remember.
Reward offered for cargo stolen from shipyard receiving area, including a large suitcase bearing the initials HL.
I wonder who that could be. Yeah, let's keep moving around, because this path will now take us round to Maximino's casino, his big cat racetrack. And we get to look at his big blimp.
Hey, the new blimp is already in full operation. Let's just hope they fill it with something non-flammable this time.
Yeah. What was the story about the last one? It, like, on its maiden voyage, it burst into flames and crashed into his, like, racetrack, killing some of the cats that were on there. Or something. Not good. Not good at all. Right, and I think up here... Yes, passage to the land of the living.
Wow, Manny Calavera. You never come up here to see me anymore.
Well, I thought you could use the company with everybody gone for the Day of the Dead.
In that case, Manny, why don't you stick around until 6? That's when I get off.
Ooh, invitation. I see.
Busy night?
Hardly. Everybody's gone home for the holiday already. This place is dead, and I'm bored, Manny. Bored.
I bet you are.
What's the shuttle waiting for?
They're just cleaning it, but they're very thorough. We run a tight ship here, you know.
I'm sure you do.
Can I try out your metal detector?
What's your sudden interest in metal detectors, Manny?
I needed to find coins in my couch.
Well, I'll show it to you when I'm on break. How's that?
When's your break?
When's your break?
Dawn.
Oh, that's too late. I'm shipping out tonight.
Yeah, right. I've fallen for that line too many times.
No, that's a shame.
Why don't you come by the club anymore?
Well, to tell you the truth, Manny, it's your little coat check girl. All that bubbly energy, I just want to strangle her.
I've tried that. It doesn't stop her.
Alright, we'll come back in a bit.
Well, see you, Carla.
All right, Manny.
Right, downstairs we go. And this takes us down to the racetrack.
Hey!
It's a beautiful day here at Feline Meadows.
Looks like a great night for cat races.
Like, bear in mind, these are like giant cats. They're like twice the size of horses. It's not like regular sized cats that are being raced around this track. It's giant demon cats, and fucking cool. I don't think we ever actually get to see like an actual race though. This takes us into the VIP area, which I can't access at the moment. So we should just continue exploring around. Can we see anything if we go down here? I don't remember.
I'm not sure what I hate more, crowds or cats, but I'm definitely not going near either one today.
Okay then. Duly noted. Yeah, that's the size. That's how big they are. This is one that's been stuffed.
Wow, somebody really liked this cat. Beloved Sandspoof, this regal and majestic feline was a record holder for speed and a favorite of the crowds here in Rubacava for many years, until her career was suddenly and tragically cut short on the second week of the racing season, when the airship Olivia 1, on its maiden voyage, crashed onto the track mid-race and exploded. Many bereaved fans testified later that before the blimp hit, Sandspoof was in the lead.
I'll bet Sandspoof was in the lead. Such a courageous and tragic story.
Fuchi, that smell.
Yeesh, that is
Peor que la muerte.
ginormous letterbox. I think I can take this with me, though.
It says revolutionary design leaves can edges safe and smooth for Kitty.
Yep, okay, we need that. Take it with us. And back out this way. Brings us back to the garage. Okay, let's head back up to Casino Calavera, because there's a couple of people up there that we need to speak to. I want to go and chat to Chief Brogan and to Chowchilla Charlie, so we can start figuring out what stuff we need to do. I remember all the things that I need. It's just getting them all in the right order. Oh, is there anything over this way that I can inspect? Have a look in this.
Gross. How long was that raven sitting there?
Ugh. Let's have a look.
Lola, Lola, where are you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Where has she gone? She's another one we're going to need to track down and look after. How do I get off this screen? Ah, okay, there we go. Okay, let's talk to Charlie first, I think.
You are Barry Monk.
Mind if I sit down, Charlie?
Of course not, Manny. I mean, it is your club, right?
Yes, it is.
Right. So what are you doing in it? Didn't I tell you not to come back until you can pay your bar tab?
Oh, or they kicked me out of that cat track for printing fake betting stubs.
Oh, really?
So now I have to come here, Manny, which I love,
Yeah, I bet you do. For some reason, Charlie reminds me of, like, Steve Buscemi. I don't know what it is. There's something about, like, the kind of structure of his head and the way he carries himself.
How did you print fake betting stubs?
With this. Isn't she beautiful? The last time I was incarcerated, I shared a cell with the most dishonest con man I ever met. He was strictly small time, and I managed to steal this from him quite easily.
Thanks. You never know when this may come in handy.
Hey, give that back to me, Manny.
Maybe once you settle your bar tab, eh, Charlie?
Oh, Manny.
Playing a hard game, eh?
What else can you counterfeit?
Nothing. Anything.
Ah.
So can you make passports?
Manny, you still think like a living man in so many ways. No soul needs a passport. We are all citizens of the same nation, and our king rides a pale horse.
So no passports?
No, that little hologram is so tricky, you know?
How about driver's licenses?
Sure. Just, give me a recent picture, $50 in, about 2 weeks, okay?
Can you make reasonable union cards?
Manny, are you going to start moonlighting, or are you just looking to hang out with the sailors?
Can you do it or not?
I have a deal for you. If you can retrieve my money from Maximino, I can make you president of that crooked union.
I don't need to be president. And why does Max have your money?
I put a whole suitcase of it up for collateral on a rather large wager last month. The race was fixed, Manny. They stole my money like common thieves. Here, take this VIP pass and use it to get into the High Rollers Lounge. They won't let me in there anymore. There should be a safe somewhere in the wine cellar, and my suitcase should be in it.
And you can get me a card tonight.
If you make it back, Manny, the card will be on the table.
Very well. Okay. So we have our first little project. Let's have a quick chat with Chief Brogan if we can.
Some people say you should always walk away from the table when you're on a winning streak.
Oh, yes, but I'm feeling extra lucky tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'll bet you do.
Closed. No more bets, please.
I don't seem to be able to chat to the Chief at the moment. But okay, I think we've done the rounds and spoken to pretty much everyone we need to at the moment. I can't think of anybody else that we need to actually converse with. But yeah, we've got our first little project. We've got a couple of items to work with. Let's have a quick rifle through the inventory, see what we've got. So we've got the gold flake. We've got a big fucking can opener. We've got the ticket stub printing machine counterfeiter thing. We've got OK Max VIP pass, and of course the good old scythe and the letters from. Those are what I need to give to the beatniks. I just remembered. Okay. Either way, we will save the rest of this for the next episode. I think just getting the rounds, letting all of you guys get a feel for Rubacava, giving myself a chance to reorient to the layout of the town, I think is probably a good way to just start off this first year. The next episode, we'll get into all of the heavy stuff, and it's going to be fun. Yeah, that ticket stub one is going to stump me, I reckon. That one's always a pain in the arse to get right. But either way, I'm going to wrap this episode up here and just say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out the playlists on the channel for more Let's Plays or metal covers, and give this video a like or a comment just to leave your thoughts. And if you wish to join the ever-growing ranks of the Order of the Shield, subscribe on YouTube, chuck me a follow over on Twitch, or maybe even consider checking out my Patreon and becoming an officer within the ranks. But thank you again for watching this video, and I will catch you all very, very soon. This is Captain Meatshield, signing off. Is it all worth it? Well, no, not if I've got jam dripping from the ceiling, for crying out loud. Oh, hi, how are you doing?